Welcome to East Chicago Central High School. Welcome communities and school staff. Welcome communities and schools board members. Welcome Dr. Joe, School City of East Chicago Superintendent. Welcome Senator Lonnie Randolph. Welcome everyone who's here. I appreciate it. We are so proud to have this wonderful partnership with communities and schools. We are excited that AT&T is partnering with them because it's a win-win for all of the kids in Lake County, Indiana, to be able to have such an awesome opportunity to continue with planning for the future with college, to continuing to be exposed to those wonderful opportunities and to receive all of the wonderful support services that are made available to students who need it. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce AT&T State President, Mr. Bill Swords.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I've got kind of a loud voice. Do I need to use a microphone? No. Can you hear me okay? All right, thank you. Unless that screws up your camera in the back there, I apologize. Good morning. It's great to be in East Chicago, home of the Cardinals. It's my first time in the school. But I'm a native Hoosier, been with AT&T almost 15 years, with a little bit of time in Chicago and the last 5 years in Colorado. But I got to move back home to Indiana about 10 months ago, and it's my first time back in East Chicago in a long, long time, so it's nice to be with all of you this morning. Shaunna, Pat, thank you. Dr. Joe, Senator Randolph, thank all of you for being here today. We're really excited to be here. We've been a long partner and invested in the community in Northwest Indiana for a long time. Really proud and pleased to be able to make a pretty significant announcement and investment today. And because of that, I'm going to read a few of my remarks because I don't want to leave anything out this morning. Every year, AT&T hires about 25,000 new people into our company. And it's critical that each one of those folks be able to hit the ground running with the critical skills that they have, that we need. A lot of the skills are what we call kind of hard skills, really good, sharp training in science, technology, engineering, and math, STEM training. About 3/4 of our new hires, of that 25,000 that we bring in every year, really need to be critically trained in STEM training. It's also important that they have 21st century skills also, like leadership, teamwork, and collaboration, increasingly important in a dynamic and fast-moving industry. But we're not alone in this. Business leaders all across the country are eager to find qualified employees with the skills and training needed in today's workforce. We know that technology can play a solution here too. It can fundamentally alter education and simultaneously help us widen the talent pipe, and AT&T is poised to help lead this change. Education's been a priority at our company for more than a century. We believe that when we invest in education, we're making our communities stronger and safer and more economically viable. Investing in a well-educated workforce may be the single most important thing that we can do to help support a global economy. And it really is a global economy. The world's getting smaller and smaller each day. But that's why AT&T is committed to a total of $350 million to education through our National Aspire program. Since the program launched in 2008, just up the road in Chicago, I happened to sit in the room when our chairman announced the program. The Aspire program has been a strong force for change, even in the corporate philanthropic community. AT&T has been proud of our accomplishments in the program. We've impacted more than 1 million students across the country in all 50 states, and we've also helped build capabilities for over 1,000 nonprofits and entities across the country that are really committed to making a difference in education. And now, for the first time, our nation is on track to meet our 90% goal of on-time graduation rates by the year 2020. And that's really exciting, and we're proud to have helped play a small role in that. As just one example, recently AT&T announced something new called a nano degree. This is a new educational pathway that we've developed with a company called Udacity that helps harness the internet to empower people across the planet with quality, affordable, and jobs-ready training the kinds of skills that technology companies and innovative industries need today. The nano degree is available beginning this fall and can find more information out on Udacity's website. We've also committed $100 million recently of mobile broadband access as part of the Connected Ed program. This is a White House initiative recently to help connect 99% of classrooms in America to next generation digital learning by the year 2017. This is going to help provide 50,000 middle and high school students in Title I schools free internet connectivity for educational devices over our company's 4G LTE wireless network. The service will enable students to utilize tablets and other devices that are becoming commonplace in our daily life. What a great conduit into a child's education, and through the devices and electronics, through the language of technology that we've all become so familiar with. We're investing in innovative organizations that are making a proven impact, like communities and schools. In 2012, we invested nearly $10 million in 47 organizations through our Aspire Local Impact RFP. The recipients stood out from the crowd. There are many deserving recipients across the country, but we're pretty particular about the types of organizations that we fund. Organizations that have a proven track record, that can report data to help us take solutions that are working and proven to work in schools and help them scale to serve others across the country. These recipients have stood out from the crowd in their ability to use data, particularly, to show the effectiveness of their dropout interventions and produce measurable outcomes for the students that they have served. Earlier this year, we launched another RFP of an additional $10 million to eligible national and local organizations that are improving the retention, promotion, and graduation rates of students at risk of dropping out of school. And the winners nationwide for that RFP will be announced in just a few weeks. But here in Lake County, Communities and Schools is doing great work, especially here at East Chicago High. And with this $300,000 grant from the AT&T Aspire program, I know they'll be able to do even more. But it's going to take all of us working together. Parents, educators, students, nonprofits, and the business community to own this and to keep driving forward. We look forward to continuing to work with each one of you in the community here in East Chicago and Lake County, across the Hoosier State, and more broadly. Not only in the community, but at home and in the classroom and at work, to help prepare them for tomorrow's success today. I appreciate you coming. I'll turn it over to a few other speakers. Thank you.
For those of you that don't know, I'm Pat Sims, Executive Director of Communities and Schools of Lake County. I really want to thank all of you for coming today. I really appreciate you taking time out of your very busy schedules to come today and hear about this great work that we're doing that in partnership with AT&T and School City of East Chicago that we're able to do. I'd like to thank them for their generous contribution to Communities and Schools of Lake County. And School City of East Chicago, I'd like to thank you for partnering with us and allowing us to come into your buildings and work with the students to make an impact in their lives. This project is called Aspire. And I actually wanted to look that up and find the correct meaning for that. It means to direct one's hopes or ambitions toward achieving something. This gift will allow us to do exactly that, to change the picture in the lives of many young people in the city of East Chicago and turn their mirrors into windows so that they can begin to see what the future holds for them. And I often think about the starfish story, and you look at all of the students that are in the school system in East Chicago Central High School, and how can you help them all? Well, just like that little boy that picked up the starfish and threw it back in the ocean and said, "But I helped that one." So every time we touch the lives of a student, we're making a difference, and that's the most important thing. Thank you.
And thank you so much, AT&T, for your generous contribution. We are excited. Thank you. So I'm going to please, thank you so much. And Ms. Sims hit it on the head. I know that story about the starfish, and if we can just impact one, we've done a whole lot. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce Senator Lonnie Randolph, if you have some remarks that you'd like to share with the audience.
You know, from time to time, we tend to take things for granted. We think that things won't affect us directly, so therefore we don't get involved. And sometimes we need a jolt to kind of wake us up a little bit to realize how important the minor, the little things are in terms of development of our lives. And one of the things we take for granted is the development of kids, dropout rate. We seem to think that whenever there's a problem with kids in school, it deals with academics. It's not necessarily academics. There's social issues in a child's life for them to be in an environment so they can grow and develop and learn and educate. A program like this would recognize those areas, and I'm hoping that it could be the catalyst for the people in the community to be aware and get involved so that they can support programs like this to put a child in a better position to be able to grow, develop, and succeed. So I'm very pleased to be here and supportive of that. And I'm glad to see my old friend, who was following me, I was a very good friend when he was in the Senate, here supporting that. I'm very happy to be here, and I see some smiling faces here, familiar faces who are actually been involved for a long time. So next time around, when we have this thing next year, I'm hoping to see this room double the size of it is right now. But thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And I'd like to invite, thank you, Senator Randolph, for those kind words. We're excited, like I said. I'd now like to introduce my boss, Superintendent Dr. Joe, if he has some remarks as well.
In reality, I'm nobody's boss. They tell me what to do and I do it. Thank you, Senator. Thank you, AT&T. I think today is very appropriate to have this special celebration because the news media like to do things and always negatives, but here is AT&T, and I want to tell your Chief Executive Officer, we appreciate it. They're doing a hell of a good job, and don't mind the newspaper and the television. They love to sensationalize those things. I want to thank you for doing that. You know, I was a boy who came to this country with $200 in my pocket and didn't know any English. When I finally got hired here last summer, I had a perception because I drove around the town, I saw the houses being boarded, I saw the store being empty, I saw a lot of things that you don't desire to see in your city. Then I had 3-4 surprises. Not in that order, but the first thing I did, I went and visited our buildings. The perception of community and the buildings, they are not the same wavelength. We got beautiful buildings, well kept. And then I met the staff and administrators. And that was another positive surprise because you imagine your perception of inner city school with that kind of houses and that kind of store. But the most surprising thing was something I always have said. God doesn't create junk kids. I saw a lot of beautiful kids. I go to buildings, I talk to the kids, I try to tell them, if I can do it, they can do it. Now with support of AT&T, whatever it takes, we're going to do it. We're going to make sure our goal, actually our mission statement is very simple. Learning for all, whatever it takes. And you know what all means? All means all, and that's all. Not 99%, all. And our goal is here with everybody's support, with community support, with the private industries. We had Ford company here yesterday. Everybody's trying to work with us. And if we do it together, I think we're going to be successful. Senator, thank you for being here, and all of you, community in the school, and thank you so much for bringing us good news. And tell your chairman that there are many more good news to come.
Thank you, Dr. Joe. Now we have awesome students. I don't know, we're gonna do one, or we're gonna do, it's just one, it's just you? All right. We have Cesar Barbosa. He is a junior here at Central High School, and he is one of the students who is currently in Communities in Schools program, and he will continue to be in Communities in Schools program and do even more than that. We have support from AT&T. So, Cesar.
I'd like to start off by just thanking AT&T and for everyone coming out today and supporting Communities in School. But good morning. Good morning. My name is Cesar Barbosa, and I'm a junior, and I'm currently enrolled in the Communities in Schools program. Throughout Communities in Schools, I've been privileged to participate in different activities and different things that were going on. Some of the things include college tours, mentoring, and after-school tutoring. All of these activities have led to a significant change in my outlook on education. The Communities in Schools program has shown me that education is nothing to play around with, and that I have complete control over my future. It has also showed me that Communities in Schools can push me in the right path, and it makes me believe that I can accomplish all my dreams. I would like to thank the staff here that works as Communities in Schools, which includes Mr. Smith, Mr. Martin, Ms. Castidas, Ms. Sims, Ms. Bailey, and Ms. Burks for pushing me to be the best me I can be. Thank you.
We have another student, he kind of hid in the audience. We have another student who's also a participant in Communities in Schools. His name is David Harrison. David?
Hello, everyone. Hi. My name is David Harrison, and I'm currently a junior here at Central High School, and I'm currently enrolled in Community Schools. Me growing up, it was rough. Kindergarten, all the way up to about the 6th grade. I was bad, didn't care about school. You know, I didn't take education very seriously. And I faced a barrier in life, with my mother being diagnosed with diabetes. And the day that she was supposed to get out of the hospital, her body took allergic reaction to the medicine, and she was put into a coma. And from there I had to move with my grandmother and grandfather in Gary, Indiana. And there is where I took a step and was like, this is not the path I want to go. You know, I don't want to be bad, I want to get good grades in school. And during the summer, I was going to my 7th grade year, and classes started to get hard again. I started slipping, and my classmates and my teachers told me that I should join community schools because that'll help me a lot with tutoring. And I joined, and I started the next day. And from there on, my life changed. I started taking tutoring seriously. I started getting better grades. My behavior changed because I was getting mentored. I went through many different mentors, but they all taught me something. You know, 7th grade all the way up to where I am now with Mr. Smith. And it's just progress every day. And I thank Ms. Sims and everybody else for allowing me to be the person I am today, because I don't know where I would be if it wasn't for community schools. Thank you.
I always get moved, so I'm not going to act like I'm in church right now, but these are our students. This is, when you read about whatever you read about in the paper, that's not who we are. This is who we are. This is who we are, and I'm so proud of you guys. So thank you for sharing your stories. At this time, I'd like to ask if there are any questions that you'd like Mr. Swords or Ms. Sims to cover, or ask them. This is the time to do so. Thank you.
Everybody's so pleased.
I know, right? Perfect. So no questions? Yes, comment.
Monique with the Lakeshore Chamber. You know, this past year, the annual dinner was the first year ever that we did Nonprofit of the Year. And I'm very happy sitting here, seeing all the different things that, you know, Pat does for the students and what the students are achieving. They were the first one to get it.
Any other comments or questions? Thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate you, and we definitely love that you support our schools.
And make sure they finish the table.
Finish the table in the back for Dr. Joe. Thank you so much.